event. So 1DNF, it's not going to put him out of it, but
that's going to
oh
hurt your
boy.
mindset so much going into that first solve.
The first solve, too.
I mean, you cannot mess up for the rest of the average, and that can put a lot of pressure on you, especially if you feel like you need to perform at your best in order to achieve your goal, which in this case would be a win.
So Lucas is going to start off with a 30.85. Nicholas, good start with a 27. Wild. We're off to very interesting start here. So here's the tail end of Nicholas Nying's solve. This is a .OLL. Almost no one knows these .OLLs. OLL is a huge subset. Nicholas knowing both full OLL and full PLL, showing that off here. 2 looking the last layer. That's just incredible. 151 Megaminx PLLs and a ton of OLLs too. 244. Like I said, he has his back against the wall here.
Right, he's
this is
behind
Nicholas
both
with a 26.92. So Nicholas is like clearly in the lead right now. He's only done 2 solves, but they're 27 and a 26. Looks like Lucas just finished up another solve, 30.80 for him.
Yeah, so Alexei right now behind both Kungmin and Lucas in terms of results.
Yeah, so everyone, watch Nicholas is solving here. You'll see he isn't turning super, super quickly, but he doesn't make any mistakes. He doesn't go back and change anything. Takes only the short pause to recognize PLL and then execute. You're going to see a lot more of that from him, and that's really what gives him an advantage.
So the big thing that we want to think about for, or I guess Alexei would be concerned about, would be Kungmin's 4th solve right here.
So Nicholas on his 3rd. He's looking around. And yeah, there you go. There's that more characteristic, relatively slow turning, but you'll see that he doesn't really pause that much. Kyungmin has also started off screen. We can come back to him. Look at his solutions, man.
I don't see a single pause.
And his solutions are so creative. He understands how this puzzle turns so well. Another .OLL that he's got on lock into PLL 30.23. Cube in front. He's just starting his inspection now. Nicholas is the front runner to win. It is going to be very difficult for him to not take first place here. He needs to beat 31.44. All 3 of his solves so far are under that. And sub 30 is essentially a lock for Nicholas Nying, the former NAR holder. He has an official 29 average.
So he's also on pace for PR average, which if he can get sub 27.92 would get his national North American record back. 28.98, I think, should get him.
So that puts his BPA at 27.91.
So he can just barely beat Alexei's NAR.
If he BPAs, he gets NAR.
And his worst possible average is still below his current PR. So
he's locked in a PR.
Nick gets a PR. It's still 5th in the world.
It's still going to be 5th in the world.
For those of you just tuning in right now for Megaminx Finals.
Like almost 15%?
Yeah, and his PR is only at 26.01. So to ask him to get within 1 second of his PR on a puzzle that takes 30 seconds is not easy.
All right, here we go. Can Nicholas Nying clinch back his NAR to put the crown jewel into the North American champion title that he has already clinched?
To get a 26.92 or better, you're going to want to see OLL before 23 seconds.
Yeah, most certainly.
Because unlike 3x3, for example, where recognition is nearly instant, there is a lot to recognize in Megaminx. So you're going to need to factor in a little bit of that time as well.
And you really don't want to dot. That's the OLL and that's a PLL. I mean, it's well past the stage now. 33.69. That's going to be WPA, worst possible average, but as we mentioned, that he had already locked in 29.01. That is a new PR for Nicholas Nying in Megaminx Finals here. And that is all she wrote. Once again, folks, Nicholas Nying, #1 with 29.01 average. Yep. Lucas Kuchai, the Canadian champion, getting a Canadian national record, 31.44 in 2nd place. And Kyungmin Choi, not even from North America, from Korea, 32.43 to be out.
Okay, we have just finished off Mega Manx finals, and we are here with Nicholas Nang, who is our North American champion, overall winner of the competition. Nicholas, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling very good. Definitely been a tougher competition since I didn't end up, since I got a second in the first 2 rounds, but it's good to kind of make up for it in the last round. I also checked that I got a PB, which is also very nice since it's been like a year and a half since my last Mega PB.
That's awesome. What did you see in those solves, and what made it a PR average?
I'd say the main thing that I looked for was just really taking my time with my F2L and my S2L. It's a little hard since all the pieces can be everywhere, but I find that as long as I don't do some weird solutions or just really really get too nervous, then I'll be fine. Then my times end up being fine later on.
That's awesome. You have been, can we call it a little bit of a rivalry between you and Alexi? So how's it feel to pull out the win?
Yes, that feels very good to kind of get the win over Alexi here. He did beat me at the previous competition that we went to, which was in Westchester in just a couple months ago. The same thing kind of happened last year as well, where he beat me at a Westchester comp, and then I beat him at a later comp. So kind of good to repeat that again.
Sweet. Well, Nicholas, congratulations, and best of luck for the rest of this weekend and the summer. Awesome.